Great. Hello.
Right. Yeah. Hi. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Yes. Fine. Fine. Yes. Thank you for having me here.
Sure, no worries.
Right.
Actually, I'm building a series where all the artists, those who are really struggling, so they get some
Mm-hmm.
of, so they can also start their journey. Okay. I
Mm-hmm. Right.
started
Right.
a journey, and even when you started journey, you might be having
Mm-hmm.
a thought, right? Is there anyone, someone who is doing what I really want? Like, is there anyone artist building the career in that? So that
Yes.
I
Yes.
got get the some hope,
Correct.
right?
Correct. Yes.
If you
Yes.
got the properly hope, you can do anything, right?
Yes. Yes.
Reason building this podcast, and this is the fifth one podcast for all the artists
Right. Right.
which I'm
Okay. A good.
recording with.
Very good initiative. I appreciate your initiative because
Thank you so
we
much.
want something like this. I'm very happy that you're starting something like this. Okay. So definitely it's an inspiration for all the people who are just starting. Right. Very good. Yes.
Thank you
Right.
so
Right.
much for coming in. So let's start this podcast. So this
Right.
podcast intention behind the podcast is that we will be going to help all the artists to get some hope. What are the possibilities in art? How they can grow if they're stuck. Like in this journey of art, we think that this journey is straight way when we start to going ahead. But when you really start going to that journey, then you understand there are lots of ups and downs. In that time,
Right.
you need to be so much strong, and you need to get that rejection, get
Right. Right.
stronger. And people think, and also in our I can say that family system, when they taught us, they thought that rejection is a very bad thing. But when you start really growing in your career, rejection will help you to grow more faster. Rejections comes us to teach something really really important that no one has teach us. That I
Right. Right.
that is my perspective of seeing the rejection, and each rejection will take you one step closer to your goal. So not going further detail, we'll start with today's podcast with the first question.
Yeah.
So as you have been a big artist, so can you share a bit of about your journey and how did you start? What keep you going where things are very tough?
Right. So basically, my art career is something different from most of the artists there because initially I'm not a fine art student. Okay, so definitely normally when you talk most of the art careers, we have fine arts, right? Then the BFA, then MFA, right? Then we'll start. So my thing is actually I was totally into different field. I was more into academics, but the art I started very young. Okay, so that's a good thing about me because I still remember I started almost 5 or 6 years. I started my actually artworks. Okay, so the thing is that helped me because I got a long time in this doing art very young age. And definitely right, as you told, in Indian society nobody when you are young, nobody expect you to become a professional artist because nobody even think about that, correct? Okay, always you have that the academics things. So same thing I followed because I was not knowing much about this, what about whether we have a career in art, all these things. So same thing happened like most of people, and I continued and I was good in academics also. So I completed my 12th standard. Then I done my degree, in BSc agriculture as my master degree. Then I done my post graduation in genetics and plant breeding. Then I worked like as an assistant professor. Okay, almost 3 years teaching genetics. Right. So, but the thing is, this was my academics side. That's I told. It's totally different for me. Okay, but the good thing is I used to do art. I never gave up. So normally what happens when we have a lot of pressure on academics, normally we have a tendency to leave art, right? Completely focus on. But my thing is somehow I was able to manage both. So that's a good thing about me. So I was able to do that. But inside me always I know art is my life. So that is always my, because those who do art, that when you're doing art, the happiness, right, what you're experiencing, right, the happiness what you're getting by you doing art, okay, just for the sake of doing, we are not expecting anything there. But
Yes.
that, so already know that this is something I want to do in life. I was not knowing about the what we have career in art or whether we're able to generate income, all these things, doubts will come, right? But I didn't think about that. But my thing is, I know this was my what to say, way in life. But as I told, situation, it's not easy, right? By the time when I was I was assistant professor, the age also, it's a very period where you cannot just leave the job, right? Lot of problems. But the thing is, because of my passion, I always say just because of my passion of art, and I recognized some people still, the problem is they are too much afraid to do. Definitely, you need some courage sometimes to take a decision. So I was able to do that. So I quit my job. Okay, and by the time I was in even academics also. I started small. Okay, even when I was teaching, like I was working as assistant professor, I always that time also I was into art. I used to do commission work. I used to teach art also sideways. So that's a good thing about, because as I told, I was always with that. I never left that completely. That helped me, because if you leave that, it's very difficult to come back. So I was able to slowly. I was building a side. The art. This one. Even I was teaching there, but and I understood. Okay, to be frank, I was some situation came where I was completely disappointed about me. Like I was feeling guilty for not completely doing art. So I took a decision to quit my job, right? And that was the best decision of my life. So I can tell. So after that, I was into full art, and I founded my own academy, Hari Arts Academy, and we started teaching a lot of students. So this is my thing, and my idea is to inspire more artists. That's the thing. So you don't want to worry about too much about what will happen in future, right? Somewhere you have to take a decision. So still, I know a lot of people are there struggle with this thing. They're whether how to if some, especially those who have some job there, because I'm telling you, current situation, it's not possible to, if you want to become a complete artist, right, good artist, it's not possible to do some other job and do, because we will start like that. We'll think I will do this job, I will take this side, but no, mostly it is not possible because we won't get time. That's a reality. So that I understood that, and a lot of even a lot of my students are now telling the same thing, and I'm happy that some of the students already decided to quit their job and to become a full art. So that's my thing. I want to inspire more artists to come to this field. So
That's
have
great.
some courage. So because this is, if you feel this is something you want to do in life, why not? Right? Yes.
By listening to your this whole story, I understand
Yes.
this one thing, and I really want to share with everyone, that is, it's never too late to start your art journey,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly.
Even at that
Yes.
time, you might think that, Array, I am doing this job now. I have came
Yes.
a lot. I have a long distance with art now. How I can go now to art?
Yes.
That we get lots of challenges, lots of question in our mind. Now it is too late, right? And now I'm grown up. Is it this art for me, like that? Even
Exactly.
though if
Exactly.
you feel it, but the sentence is, it's never too late. You can even start at whatever age you are. Okay,
Yes.
it's never
Yes.
too
And
early, it's
yes.
never too late.
And another thing is definitely people talk. Even I had the responsibilities. Not that I was completely. I'm from a very middle class family. It's not that I had a lot of other backup. Like if I quit job, nothing like that. I was completely. I'm independent person because I have to support my family. It was there. It's not that people think because when I talk about it, most people tell it's not. It may be possible for you, but it's not possible for us because we have a lot of responsibilities. Not like that. Even my case also, I had a lot of responsibilities, a lot of things. But as I told, always art helped me. Like so I'm not telling it's easy for everyone. Definitely, it was easy, not easy for me also. But somehow, sometimes you have to take a you know decision. You have to have some courage in life where we have to bit because if you keep on thinking, it will never happen. Because if I'm thinking too much about future, what will happen in future, never we'll be able, never, because life will go like that. Time will go very fast. Somewhere you have to take a hard decision. That's my thought. Yes.
Yes, that's true. Because in any career you go, the rejections are going to come. The challenges
Right.
are coming to go. The tough challenges, tough time will come. But it's your decision. Do you really want to keep thinking that I will do tomorrow, or do you
Yes.
want to take action today itself on that?
So that's a thing I always feel, and this is the one thing always I want to tell to everyone. And you don't want to think too much about, and you talk about the struggle, right, the setbacks. That's correct, because the problem is every field it is there. It's not just in art. Right. So the problem is, I used to ask students about this, and example, if you take any other job or anything, I can tell that because that's why I'm not a directly didn't become artist. I had gone to the other phase where I was doing a job. Correct. So I can tell. I know the both sides of that. So there also the thing is, if you keep continuing the job, time will go very fast because you won't understand how much you're losing. So later in life, definitely you're going to feel guilty about that. you didn't take a decision. So always I feel that this risk is much faster than much better than guilty. Like, you should not feel guilty later. So sometimes you will feel happy about taking a risk. So even if you don't take, if you play very safe, like thinking about I will start doing art when it's situations everything's good. It will never going to happen, because in life some of the things will keep on coming. We will never have a situation where, okay, now I'm free, I can start art. It will never happen. And there are students who are starting, because some of my students are even very elder people are there. Some of my students are there 70 plus. One of my student is 82 years. There are a lot of students like that. So that's it. There's no any time. So I always feel today is the best time to start art. There's no tomorrow. We don't know what will happen again tomorrow. So definitely, if you are feeling that passion for art, it's very important. I'm not telling art for it's not for everyone. Definitely, it's not for everyone. Okay, if you have that passion, if you feel, and that you will understand by this time, by the time when once you reach 15 or 16 years old, you know that what you like to do, right? Some people have more passion towards singing, right? Some people they have different taste. So but at least by I feel by age of 20, you might have some idea, right, what you like to do, right? It's not that definitely you have to think directly about the career, like, so people, the problem is always when you talk directly, people think about whether are we able to create income from art. That's always people's question, right? So that is a every time I have to, when I talk about this passion for art, when I tell to follow passion, always people ask the same question, like whether what is the way of creating income, all that. So the thing is, first you start, right? First you give, I always tell, first you give time for that, right? And there are a
Yes.
lot of ways. I'm not telling there are definitely a lot of ways I can tell that, but apart from that, if you don't start, anyway, nothing is going to happen. At least give some time for that,
Yes.
right? Yes.
And if universe has put that thought in your mind that is there any art career in art, then that might be the, I can say, changing mood of your life.
Yeah, right, right.
You
Yes, yes.
have that capacity, you have that possibility inside, you have that skill. That's the reason universe has put the thought inside your mind. For coming the
Right,
thought
right.
inside your mind, that is a big deal. Right.
Yes, then it's not something. Nowadays the problem is people are too much. A lot of things it's overcrowded, because nowadays, because of social media, a lot of things, and people, and it may be your parents or your relatives or family. Always people have something for you, right? They will keep telling what you have to do, right? That's the problem. Now we don't have clarity, because
Mm.
when once a student reach that certain age, 15, they start pressurizing about the academics, right? So we are not actually, most of people, we are not, especially Indian situation, we are not getting time to think what actually you want to do. We are not taking time to think about that. It's just one by one, it's keep on, okay, after 12th standard, this one I have to do, next job, next marriage, right? So it's like, we are, the problem is most people don't have even, I don't think even they have spent their one day time completely thinking about their life, what really they like to do.
That's true.
Sometimes it may be even just one day, if you they be away from everything. I used to tell, right, I used to tell my students, be away from your parents, be away from your social media, away from your friends, completely yourself. You sit in a room and just think about your life, past life, what you're doing, and really what you want to do in life.
Mm.
Maybe that it can have a lot of impact. Most people won't think from themselves. They are always thinking about what others, they are thinking about them, right? Your every thought is connected to others, what others are thinking about you, what they will think about you, right? What
Yes.
society will think, whether. So always this is the problem, this pressure is the main issue. So sometimes you have to think about yourself, you have to listen to yourself. Then you will understand, you have better clarity in your life instead of directly. And it's fine, okay, I'm not, definitely parents may have concern about you, right? I'm not telling they also want you to be good. I'm not telling parents they want you to be good thing, but they may not be knowing things, right?
Yes.
So it's because they have, it's called ignorance. Parents may not be knowing about the opportunities, or and it only you can understand that. So sometimes as an artist, difficult to explain to others what is the happiness of doing art, or what's the ultimate purpose. That is difficult to explain, right? So that's why sometimes you have to take if you start discussing with everyone, you are not going to take a decision. So
Yes.
if
That's
therefore
true.
they'll all get, lot of things will come into this, so finally you are able to. So that's the mostly it's happening like this. It's about the lack of clarity in thinking what you have to do in life. That's the thing. And the passion, the term passion is very important. If you're really passionate, I don't think the people who are really passionate, who are consistently working on that, definitely they'll be successful. According to my have seen. Okay. But
Mm.
the problem is I'm not telling talent. There are a lot very talented artists that they may failure in life also. It's because not about talent, I'm telling.
Mm.
Talent is one thing, your passion is different thing. Your passion, love for art is totally different. Okay. Only if you have that love for art only, you'll be able to be successful. So that's the thing. Right. Yes.
It's great to know about things that we all are just stuck in the what people will think. But now it's time to change. Go ahead and just think about yourself, because people are not going to come and help you when you're in your, I can say, worst zone. You are the only
Exactly.
person, and your family will be there to support you. And no one is going to
Exactly.
come. That people who are you are thinking about, that the people what they will think, but they will not even think about you when you are in the worst
Exactly.
time, right? Take
And the
action
thing
for
is,
yourself.
every people have some advice. That's the problem. Even they may not be doing what they're doing, but still they have advice to people. That's the problem. They'll keep on advising you do, and even they may not be successful. So
Yes.
even they may not be knowing what they're doing actually. But always they'll tell others what to do. So that's the problem. So don't take advice from everyone. That's the best thing you have to do. Definitely, you have to listen to your close people. You have to have concern about your. So example, if your parents are not supporting, you make them understand. So if you really, if they understand that you have this much passion for art, if you're really enjoying, they may support you. I'm not telling their problem is they may also don't have clarity, because they may be this. I'm telling the people like your family, they may be influenced by other people, right?
Mm.
Maybe relatives. So even they don't know. So that's your responsibility for stand for yourself and make them understand. Okay, this is what I want to do. I'm telling you, especially for people, students, or the
Mm.
growing beginners. I'm telling.
Mm.
Okay, that's the very thing. So because I have to get lot of messages in Instagram talking the same thing. I really want to do in art, but parents are not supporting. What should I do, sir? Like I used to get a lot of messages this. So that's I'm telling you, and I'm not telling to go completely against parents. It's not like the thing, but at least you have voice to support you. Tell about yourself. This is what I want to do. For first, you should have clarity, right? Most people is probably we don't have clarity. Then definitely, when somebody is influencing you, you cannot stand because you don't have clarity first, right?
Yes.
And that's why I always suggest you think properly. What really don't think about don't think about the opportunities first. Don't think about the what I may get. You think about what is one thing you want to do in life where there is something is meaningful for you yourself. Okay, what is for you, complete yourself. Mostly
Mm.
art is for yourself, that you understand. It's not just for others. You feel whether what is actually meaningful for you, that if you continue doing that throughout the life, still you'll be happy. If you think like that, and if you think just one thing, most of people will quit their job, because most people are not happy with their job. Mostly they're just doing for money, right? So if you think that one thought, right, what you really want to do in life, at least give a thought about that. I'm not telling to directly quit your job. At least give some importance. Slowly you give more time for that, and slowly you'll understand. Only once you start, then you understand. As you told initially, it's not just a straight path. There are a lot of fluctuations, right?
Mm.
If you have real passion of art, you'll be able to overcome everything. It's not an issue, because first place why I started. Example, if I'm taking now, you are talking about the career income, all this, right? The
Mm.
professional income things. So if you started thinking about income, you cannot continue too much of art, because once you feel okay, I'm not getting enough income, you cannot do anything, right? So I'm telling you, if you started thinking about, because art is not something like other job, like it's not directly related with the money. Okay, so
Mm.
it's like, but still I feel okay, mostly the time matters. Example, if you're used to ask about students who are doing some other degree, right, maybe engineering or doctor,
Mm.
how much years they're spending or their life, right, once they start before starting income, right? So I used to ask, so doctors, they spend almost 10 years of their life, right, studying all these things. Finally, when they start getting income, correct? But the problem is art, everyone wants income right away.
Yes,
They're
that's
not
true.
they are not ready to even give time. So the problem is every other profession, they are ready to and even they're ready to invest lakhs of rupees, right, to study everything
Study, yes.
without any guarantee also, right? Nowadays job, nobody is guaranteeing a job, right? You know that situation. So but still they are ready to, even they are not completely ready. Some there are, I have seen a lot of students who are very good artists, but because of some, maybe their friends started going for engineering, they took that career, right? And even they're not interested also, and they're not even, they don't have any guarantee also whether they get a job. Still they are ready to take that much. That is more risk than coming to art field, because they don't know anything about that. They are ready to spend lakhs of rupees, and then they will take lakh of loans also, right? They spend a lot of their money and time, and finally they may spend their 6 years or 7 years of life. Still, they may not have income. But for art, they are not even ready to spend even 1 month or 2 months of that time. So that's the problem. So art is like your thing. It's not just like a job. You have to find your own way for sometimes. Okay, and for that takes time. You have to first give something for art before asking back, right? So you give your everything for art. You start. You have that passion. I feel you have to give your life. Okay, like completely. You see, and definitely I feel my experience, not just my, but I'm seeing other artists also, it will give you back. It may not be just about money. There are a lot of other things. So that's I'm telling you. First you decide and spend some time for art. Then once, especially, give some time to learn first, right? Once you're, at least your foundation is strong, right? When you have feel, okay, then definitely you can start. You may get slow, you can take some small commission work, or you can start teaching, or there are a lot of ways. That is a different thing. But you give some time,
Hmm.
right? It's not like you are starting today and tomorrow you want income. It won't matter. So that's the main problem with beginners, I used to feel. They are not ready to give, they're not ready, even ready to learn also. Okay,
Hmm.
so that's why it takes some time and effort. It's not just like other thing, right? Everywhere, other profession also takes time. Nobody can become a doctor, start as doing a surgery immediately, right? So it
Yes.
take years of time and effort. So same
Hmm.
with art also. So that's the thing. That's I'm telling you, the passion is important. If you don't have passion direct, then you just think about money. I have to start income. Then you may fail definitely. 100% you are going to fail. It will never happen like that. Most of the successful artists, first they started, in my case, or I never started thinking about money. I started because of my passion for art, right? Most of the people, you observe most of the artists, they're like that, right? Only
Yes.
once they reach that level, definitely it's not that you have to think money will come to you. It's a byproduct, right?
Yes.
Money, fame, all these are byproducts. When you do something you love and continuously, definitely your work also will be good, your skill will be good, there'll be more demand for your work, right?
Yes.
So
True.
automatically other things will happen, and that is the ultimate success, I feel. It's not just directly thinking about money, right? Yes.
That's true about this,
Yes.
all the things. Okay, so
Right, right.
going with the next question, that is, what are the biggest challenges and struggle you faced in as an artist in the beginning?
Right. So again, same thing I'm telling. So struggle actually, uh, I never struggle like like it's like most people, again, the most people talk about a struggle because of same problem. They will think they are not getting enough income, right? That's the main struggle you're talking about. Correct. So is it correct? According to me, people struggle means they started okay, they are not able to support their family, or they're not able to generate income. That's the main struggle, I feel, right? Most people talk about this struggle. Is it
Hmm.
correct? So we have a concept about starving artist, right? That means we, right. So most of the artists don't have money. You know that that's the main struggle. But that's a problem. It's not like that. That's it. People struggle because of the same mindset. Okay, so, and also it's like you cannot, it's not like another job where you have a proper system, right? Example, once you complete an engineering on, they may have, people may hire you, right? Art is not like that, correct? So you have to be, create your own way, right? So even if you, after completing fine arts, BF or MFA also, nobody's going to give like a direct job. It's not like that. Correct. It's not like we don't have any place where directly it may be some people we can apply like a teacher, like some campuses, like a art teacher. Okay, that's and it's not like, and maybe some higher like companies, other example designing companies. That is fine. So I'm not telling that, but I'm telling about fine artist. If you want to, so mostly if you want to be successful, I think always you have to find your own way. Okay, so you have to be a bit creative in your life also, not just in your work. Okay, so that means you have to find and you have to think, and that's also this will come. It will not come happen very easily. It won't come initially.
Yes.
Okay, that's I'm telling you. That's why most people struggle because they start having this mindset. Okay, I'll be able to create income. But there are two things also. You should not be completely ignorant about it. Initially, you should not think about that things. Okay, so once you build the skills, you have to spend some time to learn. Once you feel there is a demand for your work. See, my case, you asked about my struggle. Actually, I never definitely the financial things were there initially. Okay, so that, but I didn't feel like a struggle. Okay, because I know that is not my first purpose, right? So the struggle is that because I know that I'm doing something what I love to do, and I have 100% clarity. This is what I want to do in life. Okay, so I have that belief, that passion for art. Nothing goes well. Also, I'm doing what I want to do. Right,
Mhm.
that is self success, because most people are not able to do that in life. Most people
Yeah.
are not able to do what they want in life. Correct.
True,
That's
true.
the first thing. So definitely next thing is, if you're talking about the income, definitely once you reach a level, that's I told, it's not directly thing, you cannot learn everything initially. Once you start, slowly things will come.
Mm.
Yeah, so nowadays, especially with the help of the social media, right, it's much easier than earlier, like, because when now if your skill is good, we
Mm.
have very big visibility, right? People can find out your work easily, right? Yeah, once you, and I suggest, I'm telling, this will not happen initially. Only if your skill is good, right? If you are able to reach a certain level, that's time you have to spend some initial time. Once you have, then you can start using this platform, right? You have to learn that bit about that also. You cannot always think I'll just do art. That also won't happen, because in this world, little bit you have to learn about how to use social media, right? How to reach more people. All this is a part of that. So little bit you have to learn about that business side also. So you should there's no way other way. Okay,
Mm.
because if you want to see, if you want to survive in this field, definitely income is needed. But the thing is, nobody is going to exactly teach you uh, this one. Nobody is going to, don't expect anyone to give a like a job. Okay, so but only thing I'm telling you, as an example, my students, I used to guide you that this I can do. Okay, use social media, like example, what you're doing, you at least post there. Okay, so that it's not like earlier. Now earlier we have only option where we can showcase our work was exhibitions. Okay, and exhibition take a lot of cost money, and you cannot tell people may buy your painting. Okay, but now that free of cost, you can showcase your work to lakhs of people. That's a very powerful thing, right? So
That's true.
that you have to use properly. And again, only if it works, if your work is good.
Mm.
If your work is bad, it is going to have negative impact, right? So that's I'm telling you, first you have build your skills. Once you have skills, you start posting your this one, that it may, you can Instagram, YouTube, or Facebook, you start so this is a very good time where if your work is good, you'll understand, because people start asking. Okay,
Mm.
that's I'm telling. It's not that you have to force yourself. People start asking automatically. Can you do a portrait for me? Right. So can you teach me? So these are very good things, because it's not that directly they may able to give you income. Even water may be, that's a place where you understand there is a demand for your work. Correct. Once you people start asking, that's a good thing. So that's I'm telling. Once you do some work, automatically more work come to you.
Yes.
Correct. And
Yes.
teaching
Yes.
also, if you start teaching, okay, that's why somehow we have to, it is only possible if you're completely involved in that. This is not possible if you are doing some other job, because for this also takes effort and time. Okay, if you want to start teaching someone, the lot of you have to be very, you have to learn a lot of things are there, right? So once you start teaching maybe 2 or 3 students, it will increase. So I started like that. I had first batch, I had only about 2 to 3 students. And now almost currently I have taught more than 10,000 plus students have taught through online. Okay, currently we have a community, like a present, we have a community about 3,000 students. My current students are there. So
That's
it
amazing.
started with 1 or 2 students, correct?
Yes.
But I never forced, like I never started directly forcing, I'm starting a classes. Only once I understood people are asking me about classes, I understood people are ready to learn from me. or people and commission work, like people I understood there is a more demand for my work. People want my work. They are they want my things. So that's why we understood. So these things will happen organically, But only thing is, I said now, my suggestion is, like, advice what I'm telling is, only be active in social media a bit, because that is important nowadays for artists. How much ignore in this, it won't happen, because the more you start using online platform, because everyone is going to online,
Yes.
that. So that's why now this art galleries, everything, it's reducing, because mostly it is online thing. So if you're someone, if you think about this long term, you good that you learn bit about social media, everything. Okay, so that is I think the next step. Once you develop your skills, that's the next step. And you, that's a good thing, because and again I'm telling you, it's not nothing we cannot learn everything first. Once you started, automatically understand that, you will understand this will work, right? People are coming, then how to handle social media, how to post. So that will automatically, maybe you can take a course on that. There are a lot of available nowadays, freely available. It's not even YouTube is enough to learn most of things nowadays. So what I'm telling is, it's there. Only thing is, you have to put effort. And like any other field, art field also, you have to be active. Like, you have to put a lot of effort. It's not just for doing art, I'm telling. Other side, if you want to generate income, or you have to keep on learning things, and you have to be active. Like, that's the one main problem I feel is, most some of the artists, they tell, like, no, I cannot use social media, all this. That will not happen. Then you'll be struggling. Okay, so that is also one thing. So as this, how to adapt to the changes, right? What's happening, that is important. So that's also one important thing. Yes, I have to tell. Yes,
That's great to know about it, that we need to develop as the generations go ahead.
exactly.
Right. That's
And you
great.
have to think about what people want also. It's not like I will do this only. Like I'm telling, that's a, there are one is completely your fine art point of view. You have to develop your skills, everything. But example, if you're telling I will do only this kind of work, or this, that also I'm telling it, if you want to create income, I'm telling. So sometimes, you have to say what to say, what they're expecting, everything. So it's a mix of both. Okay, so I my case, nowadays I don't take too much of commission work. I'm most focusing on teaching. That is my main thing. But
Mm.
the thing is, you have to, and also I suggest you talk with more artists. Don't be in your own bubble. Okay, so you have exposure. You visit some galleries,
Mm.
exhibitions. Try to collaboration is very important thing. So nowadays, so example, now I will tell you example. Now, when I used to get a lot of collaboration from art supplies, so they also get my point. So it's like, now it's a collab. I like to use, there's no competition, so I like to remove the term competition. It's about collaboration. So there's
Yes.
no competition. So we don't think, okay, if I what to say, if I give some chance to the other artist, they will grow more than me. It will never happen. So try to collaborate with artists.
Mm.
Be That's the thing. And so that we both we can grow. That's the idea. So that's why so the thing is, one thing is, don't be in your own things. And this is all I'm telling you later of phase. Okay, initially I'm not telling to this your beginners, because beginners, you have to spend time on learning first. Once you have some knowledge, if you feel your skill is, when people are started asking you about your work, right? They Once you understand that you're doing good, or there's a demand for your work, then
Mm.
you slowly start to develop your portfolio, like Instagram, all these things, and collaboration, all this will happen, right? And one more thing, you ask, don't be worried to ask opportunity, right? Sometimes you have to ask people, like, can I just, maybe even to sometime, right? People are afraid to ask, what to say, can you teach me this? So I say, now still I am learning from a lot of people. I'm still
Mm.
learning, because it's very important. So I'm still learning from, I'm still reading books. Always you try to learn more and more about art, and anything. It may be anything, like anything related to art.
Yes,
Okay, and
that's
don't be stagnant. Keep growing. Like, and the more you, because the more you learn, the more you can earn. So that I feel
it.
is right.
That's great. The thought. The more you learn, the more you earn. That's great.
Right.
That's true, actually. Because many artists, they learn something and they say that yes, I am the best now in this and I don't need to learn anything stuff, right?
Yes.
But I can say in this day-to-day life, you need to learn more than the usual things because it is
Exactly.
growing in this most fast tech things, right? It is going very, very fast. So you need to develop your skill. Grow 1%. I don't say that grow 10% every day. Grow 1%. In whole year, you are going to grow 300 plus percent, right?
Right, right,
Even
right.
if you're growing 1% every day, so you're growing your skill. And day by day, you can charge for that skill as well. Okay, you
Exactly.
don't need to
Right.
put at the same. If you're starting the classes, it's 500. You don't need to put the 500 amount same after 2 years. You
Exactly.
can charge more with the same skill while improving your skills.
Right, right. That's a
That's
very
great.
important thing, the learning ability,
Hmm.
because I believe still more like art. I'm more and more than more art student than art teacher. Okay, so because always I believe my main most of my time I'll be spending on learning. Okay, that's
Hmm.
my thing. So because the more you learn, you can improve your teaching also. You can improve your classes. Your work also will be good. So that's how. That's how indirectly it will implies your earning potential also. Correct. That's the thing. So like that's very important thing. And that's what don't be stagnant. Like as you told, even many people are beginners, especially once they start getting some appreciation from people, they will think they've reached that level and they stop learning. So that should not happen. And because I believe art is such a big field, so
Hmm.
I believe still 1 hour lifetime is still not enough to explore art or art. And
That's
the
true.
more you start learning, you'll understand there is more to learn. So what happened is I'll tell you initially because I am interacting with students. Okay,
Hmm.
so what I'm telling is initially, right, once you start doing some kind of work, okay, maybe you are doing a portrait properly or something. Okay, so maybe you'll get a lot of appreciation from your parents. It will happen. They'll
Hmm.
always appreciate you. Okay, so this will go into your mind that okay, you already reached certain
Hmm.
level, all that. So what happens means they won't learn, they will continue that. Okay, so the idea is if you don't learn, you think you know everything. Okay, so you think you know everything, you'll be in your own head. Okay, but once you start learning, you'll understand there's more to learn. And
Yes.
the more you learn, keep on learning, and that will make you more and more humble, because the more you learning, you understand there's still more to learn. So you never, that ego will never come to you. If you don't learn anything, you are the best. According to your mind, you will feel you are everything. So it's like, I always see like a key. Once you open the door,
Hmm.
if you don't open door, you always feel you are great. You know everything. But once you when you start learning, then it's a big thing. That's why I've always, that's why I tell you, one life time is not enough to learn. So if you know that, one good thing is always will be keep on learning. Plus, you will never have any ego or that I am good, because it's not true. Because how much you learn also, still there are a lot of, nobody can learn everything in this life. Okay, so that's why the learning is most important thing. Okay, if you keep learning, automatically other things, and the most satisfying thing is for me is the understanding that I'm progressing or I'm improving. That's the best thing. Okay, so once if you're doing some work, if you feel my work is improving that previous work, that's
Yeah.
ultimate. And that should keep on improving. So it never stop. There's no any perfection also. Okay, and other things, if you have this mindset, automatically when you're this is growing, other things will fall in place. That's my belief. So once you stagnate, that's a problem. Then you suddenly start thinking, what happened? Nobody's appreciating my work, all that, because I'm telling you, this is very fast growing, right? So, and you can see how much people are keep on doing work. If you take Instagram, all that. So what happens means, if your progress, right? I have seen a lot of students within 2 to 3 years how much progress they are uh, getting, that because they have consistent practice. You can even some work, we don't understand whether the same person have done that, because that much daily they're practicing. You be stick to that thing. Okay, so that's why keep learning, and more learning, automatically other things I feel it will fall in place. And still I am always planning to that, what to learn more. Okay, so still I have a lot of, I feel I have to learn more. So I'll be keep on talking with the other artists. Even still I'll be trying to attend some courses. I'm still doing that to learn more and more. And that's my first priority now, right?
That's great. That we should keep on learning, learning. We don't see that now I'm master, I don't need to learn.
Right,
So
right.
remove that bullshit belief and start learning from today itself. Now moving to the next question. Okay. I think so you have given the answer about this, but I need to ask you again. Okay. What is the one powerful lesson you would like to share with the beginners who are just starting in their journey?
Right. So one important lesson is starting is always hard. Beginning, it's always hard for anything. Okay. So don't expect that once you start learning some skill, immediately uh, you will feel so much frustrated sometimes because you may feel you're not getting any kind of progress, nobody's appreciating you. Then even you may start feeling, oh, I have chosen a bad field, I should have done something else. All these thoughts will come to you.
Hmm.
If you have complete passion for art, it may not happen, okay, but no, because you know what you're doing. Another thing is, for especially for beginners, don't think too much about output. Okay,
Hmm.
so don't think too much about the end product of that. When you start, you just try to involve in that process. Okay, so example, if I'm learning something, don't too much think about the output. Okay, and if you think, okay, like, because if you first you have to remove, art should come from mind to here, heart.
Hmm.
Okay, so what I'm telling is, you should do with heart first. You should keep on. Don't think about, don't judge too much. Like, what will happen to my life, or even your work, whether this work is going to be good. Try
Hmm.
to completely involve in the process. Okay, because art is not like a work. Okay, it's
Hmm.
not a work. So that's why I still feel some people tell it's very hard work. No, art is not. Then if you're doing hard work, don't do that. Because the purpose of art itself is what? The happiness or joy, right? I'm telling, when you're doing that, okay, it's
Hmm.
like a meditation basically, right? So when you're completely in, so you have to that state, there should be a flow. Okay, so that is where you have to reach. It will happen only if you're completely involved in the process. If you're always thinking about the output, okay, what will happen, like, later, whether anyone will appreciate you. You think like this, even nobody seeing your artwork.
Hmm.
Even this is one main problem, because nowadays everyone is very, I talk about social media, that's important, but problem is, too much, if you're thinking only about people, like how much likes I'm going to get, or how many people are going to appreciate it. That's also a problem. Too much if you're worried about the, like, the comments you're getting. So first you think like this: if nobody's going to see this my work, still are you happy with this, doing this? Nobody's going to appreciate you, nobody's going to tell anything. Okay, because initial, before social media, it's happening, right? When I'm doing some work earlier, nobody's going to see, it's only for me, I do. Correct.
Hmm.
That's the thing, whether you have to get first satisfaction. I mean, especially for beginners, I'm telling. Okay, so you have, whether are you completely doing this process without anything else, don't think nobody's going to appreciate you. Still are you able to do that? That first you have to develop this mentality, then only you can have that 100% that passion for art. Or because otherwise later what happens, if people are not appreciating you, you'll feel very bad about that. What happened now? You are always worried about how much likes you are getting. That is cannot take you longer. So
Hmm.
initially you think, that's something when you're taking decisions, you think, maybe you may think, okay, this art, you love to do art. Maybe art may not be the thing for you also. That's also, I'm not telling everyone can do art,
Hmm.
because I'm telling, sometimes people do start doing art only for the appreciation. That's also a problem.
Yes,
Only
true.
for the reward. Don't do art for the reward. Okay, your talent or your skill itself is the reward. That is the thing. So that, what your happiness, what you're getting from that process, that's the
Hmm.
first reward. If you're able to enjoy that, then you won't have any problem. Okay, then when another thing is, only such people can do good artworks also. It's not any other work. Only if you're enjoying the process, then only you be able to do good works also. Because you always, your best output will come when you're completely involving that. If you always think about the other things, it won't happen. Even
Yes.
it may be a small, your mind is not good, you cannot
Hmm.
create good works, right? So it's always, and also sometimes, you may be thinking, like example, I'm telling you, the most of the paintings which are getting awards, or recognition, they are not something created for the awards. Correct. They, even when they're doing, they never thought I may get this award for this painting. It's just because you're completely involving, and they're 100% authentic, 100% honest about their work. So
Hmm.
automatically it will come good. That's simply, art is not something like other field. It's not
Hmm.
mechanical thing. right? So, and still beginners, I'm telling you, this one thing, okay, your mindset, you should be enjoy your work completely. Second thing is try to learn the fundamentals properly. Okay, so directly don't try to think about too much about advanced things. Okay, because whatever your style you're doing, it may be realism or abstract or whatever style, doesn't matter. First, to be very strong about your fundamentals. Okay, because the problem is learning fundamentals for most of people is a boring thing. Okay, because they directly want to do advanced things. The problem is if you do something advanced, you try something advanced, you may get some appreciation or something initially, like but long run you won't be a good artist. So try to take your good time to learn all the fundamentals maximum you can. Once you have fundamentals, very easy for your future. Okay, it's like a foundation. Otherwise, your building will fall if you don't have foundation. So the same way, this fundamentals you learn very clearly, so that you have that flexibility. You have the confidence. Okay, do any kind of work. Okay, that's very important. And that's the one thing mostly I feel that is lacking in beginners. The fundamental, they skip the fundamentals. That should not happen. In long run, this fundamentals also go, because if you have the fundamentals, you can have flexibility, you have confidence. Okay, you can create your own style. A lot of possibilities. Okay, and all these are connected to your art career. If you're thinking, even if you want to build an art career, also professional artist also, still these are very important.
Yes.
Okay, so these are two things I have to tell. Yes.
That's great to know, and I hope all the artists got the lesson that how to grow in your art and what to work on. Okay, so now you have a proper guide. I can say this podcast is going to be such an important podcast because sir has just described the one step in such a deep manner, so that you will really build that, and you will also get lot of bulb bonds. Okay, whenever you're watching the podcast, make sure that you sit with a book and pen to make lots of notes. Okay. So now next question for you, sir, is this: how important do you think personal branding is for artists today? And can artists succeed without it? Do you think?
Right. So the personal branding. Okay. So now when you talk personal branding, all people talk about the outlook. Okay. For example, now you're telling about the people used to talk about the color you have to use, right? Personal branding is when people talk about marketing side. That is we talk about everywhere there is, when people come to even starting from your website, correct? The color you use, that font you use, correct? This is most
Yes.
people talk about personal branding, like, and the Instagram, the social media, all this, correct? But actually, personal branding is, I feel, in simple way, okay, it's not what I'm talking about myself. Personal branding is not what I'm telling. Personal
Mm.
branding is what others are talking about you. That's the thing.
It's
Okay,
true.
so it's like example, now we are talking, right? Here indirectly, what type of person I am, right?
Mm.
Correct. You are getting my thoughts or my vision, everything. That
Mm.
itself is a personal branding, right? So personal branding is actually what you are. Okay, so it's whatever you do outside. So there are a lot of fake things happening, means whatever you try to like cover it up, like a good website or the professional things, everything. Once people come in directly with you, contact with you, okay, if it is not matching, there is no use.
Yes.
Okay, so my personal example, now I'm talking about, I'm a teacher basically, right? When students are coming to my class, the way I'm teaching, right? That is the personal brand for me, or the what impact it's going to have on my students. That's my personal branding, correct?
Mm.
So that
That's
is personal branding is actually what a person I am. It's all about actual me. And if it's not something we can fake also. Okay, so person, now the thing is about, if you whatever you do, what you write about you, okay,
Mm.
like a lot of things in media, whatever maybe, that once a person comes to me, everything will be over. If you whatever fake things you tell. Why I'm telling is because now you understood what I'm telling, right? The personal branding always people talk about this, right? How your the first contact, your website should be correct. You're talking about that.
Mm.
If people talk about the colors what we use, it's all good. Okay, it's all surface level for me. It's all good if you have consistency in your right, what language you use, right? All the things, but ultimately it's what you are, and that's why you tell what example now. If after my class, okay, if one of my student talks about me to other student,
Mm.
that is personal branding,
That's true.
right? That is the thing. So only thing is, it's not something you can fake. You have to develop Like you have to start with yourself first. You have to develop your skills, or you have to have a strong vision. Like you have to think more about your life. So automatically, it should be very core of. It's not just surface level, I believe. Okay, and
Mm.
this way only can develop by yourself. Okay, so example, first of all, the knowledge, right? If you don't have a knowledgeable person, if you don't know about knowledge about art, there's no use. So first you have to, that's all these are connected for me. And other things, definitely, if you talk, once you have this, once you feel, okay, what you're doing is correct and there is impact, then definitely, if you can elaborate that, okay, maybe the to visibility. Okay, that's how you can use your social media, all the things. So where maybe if I'm sharing some of my students' feedback, okay, it's a real feedback. It's not I told them to do. It's normally when you use your class as to ask feedback. If I share that feedback, it's a real thing, correct? So that will reach to more people. That's all. It's a real thing. It is, but it is we can use this social media or these things to get more what visibility. So your personal branding will reach to more people. Okay, so it then automatically become a brand. So when the more people talk about you, the more visibility you are, then you'll become a brand, right? So it's not just about can you hear me? Yes, some issues. Okay, so it's not about even the name. Okay, some now you're talking about the name of a company, all these things. It's all about you, what you are, and that's why now you talk about this thing. Like uh, now definitely nowadays one thing I can tell is more than the company name or organizations, individuals have more value. That you're talking about personal branding. Okay, that's in the link. But because nowadays it's more about emotional thing, right? Especially if it's about the trust, right? It's about the trust, I can call. So all this happen with, it's about what person you are. Okay, so automatically once you do things properly, if you're 100% committed what you're doing, you don't worry about that person, and it will be growing, right?
Yes.
Only thing is you can do some extra things to reach to more people, like through Facebook ad or things. You can reach it to more people, and that's all. But you don't want to do anything like separate thing to build personal branding. Okay, so that's my take on personal branding. I don't know whether I'm what I'm telling correct, or it's just my opinion I'm telling,
Yes,
my
everyone
experience.
have
That's all.
their opinion. I can say that you're also explaining in proper manner. That's
Yes,
really really true that the color which you're using for a personal brand isn't doesn't more important than the results what your students are getting. If the
yes.
results is getting, then your personal brand is building without the personal brand colors. I can say.
Right, right. And that people will, it's not a problem, even if you correct. I'm not, it's a good, all this surface level thing, like impact, that may increase slightly, small percentage. But
Yes.
if your person itself is not doesn't have an impact, branding won't help you. Right, yes.
That's great. That's great. So next question for you from my side is, if any artist want to start their journey with the
Hmm.
start, okay, what are the three things they should focus to get the 5x growth?
So again, I already talked about this already, right? So you're talking about 5x growth in what ways you're asking? In which
Means,
way you're asking?
if for example, an artist starting their journey today, so what are the three things that should focus to
You already
faster
told.
development?
Yes. So first you have to test whether you have. So first of all, we have to see whether you are really passionate about art. First thing you have to check.
Hmm.
It's because see nowadays, when you're starting, when you're a kid or small children, all are artists. So you
Hmm.
might have seen every parents will tell their children doing art, right? You might have observed, correct?
Yes.
But that doesn't mean that it's they may have, because initially whatever children draw will feel very good. But the thing is, you have to see about the passion also. So I like to there's a process. Okay, it's called, so where you have three things elements. So first thing you have to see what you want to do in life. That is important. Okay, really you are passionate about art. So passion is not a surface level thing. Okay, hobbies and passion are different. So hobby is what you do when you get free time, correct? That's have
Hmm.
hobby.
Yes. Yes.
Passion
Yes.
is that you won't get any other free time when you're
Yes.
passionate about something. That's the thing. So but whether you're completely involved, that's simple. Even without somebody's not seeing, even without posting your Instagram or anything, still whether you're able to continue that work. That's one thing that you have to think, everyone. Because if you don't have that passion, you may struggle, as I told. Because you may not instantly, you won't get any recognition, instantly you won't get you only if you have the passion for art, without any other rewards also, you'll be able to continue that. Because you're happy on what you're doing. That should be first thing. That you have to check yourself.
Yes.
Okay. So that is one thing. Next thing is, that is one thing. So there are two problems. Sometimes people may have a lot of interest on something, but they may not have the same talent. That's also a problem. It's a hard truth. I'm not telling. Example, I am too much into music. I like so much of songs. I'm very passionate about songs, music, but my singing is not good. Example, right?
Yes.
So that's also a problem. Then I cannot choose this singing as my career. You got it?
Yes.
So first thing is, two, three things is there. One thing is, I'm telling, if you want to build a career on that, career means you're talking about taking professionally, where you have to even generate income. I'm telling about that. Okay. So first thing is, otherwise no issue. You can do, right. If you're not have problem of building a career, you can, whenever it's like a hobby, correct? Whenever I don't talk about that. I'm talking about serious thing, right? When you want to take it professionally. So one thing is, you have to check yourself whether you have the passion. That means, without, whether you are able to continue that work even without getting any rewards, at least from some amount of time.
Hmm.
Okay. I told nobody's appreciating, you are not able to generate income. Still, whether that's a tough part, because most people quit there.
Yes.
Most people are going to quit initially only that phase. Still, whether you're able to continue that, that's very important. Okay. Second thing I told, not just a passion, whether you have a small kind of talent. I'm not telling, see, skill and talent are both are different. So talent is something you are born with. You have a small, because everyone have a taste of something, correct? Sometimes people have like sports, that is nobody taught them. It's just, it's coming, right? May
Hmm.
have, some people have, because why I've started doing drawing, I don't know. There's no reason for that, correct? So that initially it
Hmm.
happens. Some people more into music, some dance. So that talent is little bit is needed. Okay, that little bit talent is needed. If you have little small amount of talent, then skill is something you develop by practice. Okay, so doesn't mean directly your drawing is going to be good. No problem. But you may have a little bit of talent. It will be there, that you can understand easily when somebody is you seeing your drawing. That little bit talent should be there. Plus, both should come together.
Hmm.
If you have passion, if you don't have any talent, then also is a issue. And same way, otherwise also, right? If you have talent, you are good at art, but you don't like to do that. No use. Both should come. Two things. So there are two things. But third thing is, if you want to take it professionally, you have to think, uh, what I can give for the world. Okay, that means, it's like example, my case, my
Hmm.
main contribution is teaching, right? I am teaching students, right? That is my thing. That is what I'm giving, and in return they are paying me the fees, correct?
Yes.
This is also important. So that's the three things. First, so you have to see what you have provide for value. Okay, so what value you can provide to this world, because only if you provide value you can create income,
Yes,
correct?
true.
So
Yes, yes.
that's these three things. So these three things, it's very important. So there's what is a spot for that. These three things should come together.
Yes.
Okay, so passion for art, and you should like to do that. That's a passion. Plus, you should have the talent, right? You like to do that, and you have, because everyone has some strength. It's very easy to understand. Example, now if you take a hundred room of 100 people, okay, you may have some skill
Hmm.
which makes you different from 100. It may be anything. You may have strength, some kind of strength. That's correct. That's why, this a lot of aptitude test, all these things happen, right? So some people may be good at mathematics, correct?
Yes.
Some people may be, that is your strength. That you have to identify first.
Hmm.
If you identify art as a strength, that's a best thing. Okay, once you have, that is one thing. Plus, you should know whether you're passionate about or different. If you have that strength, doesn't mean you have passion. Both should come together. The
Yes.
passion should be there, then the skill should be there. That strength. I'm not telling you, think about, if you example, if you're taking your family members, you're drawing better compared to all the family members, then we have a slight, strength in that. That's easy to find out. Only thing is, you that's easy when you have, that's nowadays we should, what to say, in very small age we should train that students in such a way that only
Hmm.
what is their strength you have to train, then it'll be easy for them. Okay, so that is thing. Plus, passion is important. It's very important. Plus, you have to think, through this, if you want to create income, you have to think through this one, what I can contribute to this world. What is my contribution? So that
Hmm.
it may be anything, right? So what I can do with this, it may be just
Yes.
inspiring others, or teaching others, or
Hmm.
painting, creating portraits, or like painting it may be anything. Okay, there should be some demand for you. That's all. If there is a demand, then they will pay you, correct? Then everything will work. This
Yes,
is the
yes.
one thing you have to think when you're just starting. Okay, and for this you have to do some research. That's you have to spend some time on that. It won't happen
Yes.
directly. Okay, and you can ask suggestion of your friends whether my work is good, whether like this. You have to keep on doing something. That's a starting point. Once you fix that, is first you have to fix it. Okay, once you fix your career, this is the one thing. Then as I told you, start with the basics. You start with the
Mm.
learning the fundamentals and be same thing. Slightly start become more active in social media. Then slowly this will come. This is
That's
the thing.
great. That's great to know that. Like everyone giving the 3 years for their degree, but when
Yes.
it comes to art, they don't even give 3 months to test it
Exactly,
out. Right?
exactly.
So give
And
yourself your
without
time.
without any idea, just 4 years or 5 6 years they are spending, right?
Yes.
So the and there and also I want to talk about the risk. Okay, so can I tell about this? So people
Sure,
may
sure,
talk
sure.
about risk, right? Always people tell about it's a risky field, right? When you come
Hmm.
into art, they will say it's a bit risky.
Yes, it's it.
So nothing is completely safe in this world. Whatever you
Hmm.
do, nothing is completely safe. So what happened in Corona period, right? Most of people lost their jobs. Their salary became half. Correct? You get my point. So there is no anything completely safe in this world. Okay, whatever you do, there is a risk element. And another thing is, as I
That's
told,
true.
in our life, our lifetime is limited.
Hmm.
Everyone is going to die one day, right?
Hmm.
So whatever you do, play safe. You are not going to be you are going to do, die someday. So what I'm telling you, there is no purpose of thinking too much about like at least if you're what to say, if you have something to do in life, so if you at least you're able to find out at
Hmm.
least this is what I want to do life, then at least you're lucky in that way. Some people even never able to find that until their death. If I ask some people what really you want to do in life, they won't have any answer. They may be going for some job they're doing, but apart from that, what is really what makes you feel to do?
Hmm.
Many people don't know that.
Hmm.
So that's why if you're able to find such a thing, why can't you do that? See, make it simple. Don't make life so much complicated, right? And other thing, as I told, whatever you do, there's a risk in everything. It's not about risk. It's how you're going to manage the risk. Risk management is important. It's not taking risk.
Hmm.
Right. So, and there is nowadays a lot of ways. There are a lot of books available. A lot of ways you can learn that. So that's
Yes.
why you take risk, but you have a. It's called. You can have to manage that. Okay. It's not that directly jumping to the river. You learn swimming, then you jump to the river. So that is risk. That's I'm telling you, there is a way to do that. But if you're always moving away from the risk, I cannot do it. If you always play safe, right? And
Hmm.
then later you are going to feel guilty about you, and definitely you'll feel you're wasted your life. So that is the worst thing to happen to anyone, right? So only I feel you should be at least after you think you have to project yourself later, like after 20 years or after 30 years of a life. You think like that. You calculate your age, what you age. That time you try to imagine from that situation whether you'll be happy. Okay, if you take a decision now, okay, maybe if you're right, so still after 30 years also see you're doing the same thing. Okay, whether you be
Yes.
happy about that, you have to think like that. Okay, because people always take life very lightly. They will I'll do it later, I'll do later. We our time is limited. And also one more thing, after a certain age, lot of we won't have the same energy or same enthusiasm. So that's why as early as possible, what start, because now if you're starting early, you have some time to manage risk, everything, right? The
Hmm.
more and go later, you may not have the same energy, right? We don't know what will happen in future. That's why I'm telling you, we don't have much time. You think about in available time, let's do what I like to do. And you try ways. I'm not telling you how to blindly do. I know that we have to have income. As I told, it's possible if you do
Hmm.
it properly nowadays in this world, right? Because of internet, everything, it's
Yes.
possible to create at least a supporting, you know, income.
Hmm.
Whatever you're earning from job, it's possible to learn from here also. Only thing you have to learn, right? Definitely, right? So that's I'm telling you. So initially it will be struggle for everywhere, but give some time, and it may happen. At least you won't feel guilty later in
Hmm.
life, right?
In
Yes,
distance, I can see that then the successful people and the poor people. What is that? The poor people just run behind the job, but
yes,
they don't even like it. But the
yes,
successful people, those who are, I can say, multi-billionaire, they follow their passion, what they really love. And that's the
right,
reason they get with the excitement, with the doing the passion and the love towards their work. And that makes them to do more work.
yes,
But the poor people, they don't have any passion. They just do because they want to do. They want to earn for their family. They don't have any
yes,
kind of passion. So they don't even wake up with the excitement. Right.
right,
That
right,
is just a small difference that you need to understand. If you start following your passion, your love towards that passion, doing it, you will get more successful, more interesting because showing your interest there, right? You want
right,
to work
right,
here as well, you want to work there as well. But to work where you're loving to do that work
right, right,
means each day is a holiday for you because that work you love doing, right?
yes,
For
yes,
artists now, each day is a holiday for us because we love
right,
doing
right,
art. And for beginning, we was doing art in when we was having holiday.
yes,
But
yes,
now every day is a holiday for us, and we are working and sitting by at our home. That is a
correct,
great thing
correct.
I can see.
Yes, another thing, because you told the same thing, if you're doing some job, it's like, we are waiting for, holidays, correct? As you told, if you have a job, example, you're waiting for holidays, right? For example, 1 week completely you're doing, 1 day. So if you're doing art, you'll never want holidays. So you will never feel to take holiday. So it's like another thing
Yes.
is, as you told, I'm telling you, but when you're doing art, as I told, right, first thing is, even if you don't have any other things, still you'll be happy that you're doing what you're loving, right? That's first thing.
Hmm.
All other is a bonus for me.
Hmm.
Okay, so if the thing is, when you get up and the freedom of doing what I want to do, right,
Yes.
without having the pressure of going a job, or doing something which you don't like. Instead of that, I have full freedom, as you told, 1 day what can do, and that is the ultimate freedom, right? And plus, if you're able to create income, that is a bonus.
Right.
So, like, because this is how you have to think, right? So that's it. And plus, another thing is, when you're completing the job, right, the problem is, I'm telling you, when you don't have time for yourself, you don't have time to think for yourself. Now,
Hmm.
if I'm taking example, my routine or something, when if I'm completing to art, I have the full time where I can think, right? I have to plan future, I have to make some, all the things possibly have time. Definitely, I'm busy in that classes, and even
Hmm.
class also, I'm enjoying. That is my passion. Teaching art is my passion, so I won't feel like a job. Okay, so
Hmm.
but we have extra time. Okay, that's I told. Normally, if you do job and side, if you're taking side, you won't be successful as an artist. If you're extraordinary talented, or you have some support system, definitely. And if you're somewhat lucky, so maybe some more, one or two work of yours become famous. That is a rare chance.
Hmm.
Example, if you're extremely talented, even if you're not a full-time artist, you are doing some job, there are some people like that. Okay, they're extremely talented and somewhat lucky also, because their works got recognized, then it'll be easy for them. Okay, but I'm telling average, I'm telling normal, I'm not telling extraordinary people. We don't worry about them, they will anyway become successful. Okay, so what I'm
Hmm.
telling is, normal people, right? If you're artist, like I'm telling, if you're beginning all this, so what I'm telling is, the time when it's very important. And because you told about this, right? If you think about, so job, if you're doing job completely because you love to do the job, it's up, there's no issue, because
Hmm.
anyway you're doing what you're loving, that's not issue. I'm not talking about that. I'm telling, if you're doing job just for the sake of money, then it may be issue, because
Hmm.
you are chasing money, and you're giving your time, your valuable time. So as I told, our life, always give priority for your time than money. Okay, so if you're giving value for your time, okay,
Hmm.
then you don't have to go job, because you're, for that, more than that money, your this time is more important for you. Our life, so time is actually our life, right? So if you're going, people think like a job in 9 to 5, they're going and coming back, that it's a part of your life. Okay, and I'm not against any job, I'm telling generally. Okay, definitely some jobs, okay, there are like a service. Okay, if there are a lot of, I'm telling, if you hate the job, I'm telling about, if you love your job, absolutely same thing, you are doing what you love to do, that's not a problem. I'm telling, if you hate your job, or especially if you have something like this talent. Okay, so you know this is your way, you love to do this, still you're forced to do some job just for money, then it's a big issue. That's I'm telling. Because you will never go into time to even think about this. And some, if you want to, and artworks take time. You have to spend a lot of time to do some good artworks. Where you are not getting any time, right? Then what will do? So time is the first thing you have to give more important for your time. If you give more than for time, as you told, right? Even if you want to become a rich person, or I'm telling, if you're talking about money, if that is your goal, even that is your goal. But I don't suggest that to start art thinking about your money. That it won't work. But even if that is a thing, this, if you do it properly, there are ways. Okay, because as I told you have more time, you have time to invest in yourself. You have time to learn when you're doing completely yourself. Okay, and definitely there also other things matters. Your discipline, everything matters. So I'm not telling like if you just quit your job, if you're doing free, simply it won't work. Correct. That's I'm doing, quitting a job is not. I'm telling, uh, you are getting the time, and that time you have to utilize. That's I'm telling. Okay, you have to manage how much time, what you have to do, or and discipline is a, it's a part of everything. Then that's the basic things. I'm not telling just you start art career become successful. No, I'm telling you will get extra time where you can at least think about that. You can plan, right? And definitely you're painting, so you're getting more time to paint, more time to learn. So automatically everything will fall in place.
So let's go with the next question. So, what are your personal thoughts on AI in the art world?
Right. So the AI, as I told, definitely AI is going to be big. Okay, so it's not something you can ignore. Okay, the AI is going to have a lot of impact, but it's not on what you think like art. It's going to have impact more on not art, more on the mechanical things, jobs. So people always talk about art is AI is not going to replace art, but AI is going to replace other mechanical things. I feel they'll be more important for artists if there is more AI. I'll tell you the reason. Okay, example, when earlier before cameras were invented, right? Before cameras, if you want to have an image of you, what people used to do, they used to hire artists. You had to in the old Kuhn, they used to do, and it is a what to say, people used to draw, right? There's no other way. So same thing happened when cameras invented. People start asking, when cameras invented, what's the point of what artist? Because camera can take a, within a millisecond, we can take a photo. What's the point of it? Whether that is replaced, whether camera has replaced the artist? No, no, right. So the thing is, it's a problem. Like it's not like going to replace. Okay, but it may have some impact. I'm not telling it's impact. So the thing is, the problem is now, even if you take AI, okay, if people are telling AI can generate faster, paint, even like a painting they can generate. First to understand, art is, or the art is not just about the final product. Okay, now example telling, people are comparing a photograph, okay, or a painting. Both has become a two separate field. Now the photography is definitely a big field, correct?
Yes, yes, yes.
Is it correct? They are going to have, it's like the photography helped artists better actually because of cameras. Now it's easy. Is it correct?
Yes.
So it's not like they are going to grow. AI, it will have its own field, and artists will go in their own way. Okay, so the thing is, but I'm telling you example, and another important thing as I told, because camera, this art, first of all, for common people, right? If you're thinking, okay, there's a painting, there's a photograph, why to spend some time on art? One way I can get the photograph. Same way, AI, people also think about art, right? Means AI, I can create whatever I can create using AI. Why to have artists? The idea is, people think the art is about the final product. Understand, art is not about the final product. It's not just what you see. So example, now if I'm doing a painting, it is my painting when I'm doing, it's a part of me. It's all about the process. Okay, so example, now if I'm taking painting, I am using my, it's not just within few seconds I'm doing that, right? I am using all my experience, all my knowledge, right? My emotions, what I'm going through that process when I'm doing that. This makes art actually. Okay, it's not about the final product. Okay, maybe even AI may even think if you're able to, AI can generate exactly same like a painting. Still, this is not something generated, it's created. Both are different. So this one, it takes, so that's why when normally when some people are buying some painting, that's I'm telling you, normally no, some common people may not buy original paintings because they don't know the value of that, because they think it's, I can buy a photo and hang in my wall, that's enough, right? Why to spend that much money? Correct, that's the common thought. But both are different, because an art is a piece of an artist. Okay, so I am spending my years of experience, my everything. Okay, even if maybe even it may be a creative work, whatever may be work, my, it's a part of me. So when you're buying on painting, I'm giving a part of me to you, right? So that's why art is not just about the
Yes,
final
true.
product. It's not about the final product. If you just see the final product, that's why it may be like for AI may be able to generate exactly same, but still it's not an human created. It's just generated thing. It's a machine created thing. Other one is a human with his real emotions, his experience, right?
Yes.
You, and it's handmade. Like we are doing it something. It's not just something, so that creates its value. So normally, some, let's say sometimes the paintings has the value is, you might have observed even some paintings. Some people buy some paintings, some artist, right? People buy painting some artists, even thinking about their life. I have seen a lot of paintings. It's mainly, it's not just about the final product. It's not just, it's about the artist himself, right? So that's why it's a very surface level if you debate like that, art can, because when you debate like that, it's just you're talking about the output. We have a camera, like you can take photograph, I can create a painting, and AI can generate same thing, right? But completed, everything is completely different. And also even AI has how much it's a machine generator. So machine generator means based on some data they are creating. It's not like a person is behind that working. Okay, so definitely for artists, we can easily identify that. Okay, but maybe for common people, we may not be able to identify difference. Example, now recently we had a competition happen. So I was one of the judges there. Okay, so there, it was art competition. Lot of entries were AI generated. Lot of entries, but with a first look, we can understand easily it's AI generated. Okay, so it may
Yes.
have impact like that. People may start misusing that. That will happen. But real art will never lose its value, because it's not about that just output. It's about the process. What we put it's our soul, right, our heart into a painting. So that makes it more valuable. I
The
hope it's
handcrafted
answers.
thing of artist,
Yes.
not even AI can change.
No, no. It's not about anything. It's just a human touch. It's, we are doing that, right? That makes a lot of difference. That's why even after photo cameras are invented, still paintings doesn't lose its value. It won't. It's not like that. Okay, and definitely for common people, they may have their own choice. Like we cannot force anyone. You have to buy painting. We cannot do that. We cannot stop technology. And it should not be like that. I'm not. Only problem is when corporate issues. Like there was a trend recently, right? Some trend happened. People
DBR.
recreate. Yeah, Ghibli. That's a problem, because that is a style that artist has created. So when you imitating that same kind of art, when you generate, that's a problem, because it's like a corporate issue, because the style you can create. I'm not saying we cannot create. We can use AI also. Technology, I always like use technology, but you should not be just imitating someone's style we have created. Just you create, like, that's the issue. Same has happened with a lot of Raja Ravarma paintings. Okay, Raja Ravarma paintings. Same, they are able to, they are actually trying to bring some movements, all that might have observed painting. So this problem is, it's just don't touch the original what
Yeah,
artworks.
original things.
You
Yes.
let, because don't touch that legend's work. Keep it like that. Okay. Don't use technology to that. Only thing is, you can create whatever you want, no problem. But
Yes.
don't try to replicate something handmade with the help of that's the only problem. That it's a not, I think, not ethical also. That's all. Right.
Use AI in the format to create your imagination to the image with the help
Mm.
of just creating outline, right? Sometimes we create
Mm.
the outline, which imaginary drawings we create, right?
Mm.
That time AI can be the best tool for us to create the outline, how it will be look if we go in this the
Yes.
format. In imaginary drawings, definitely AI will help us to grow more. Like camera, as you mentioned, that camera was invented and people was really scared about it. Will artists will get job or not? But see, at that time, people has to stay at one place for minute, in the same position to create their own artwork. But when the
It
photo,
will take weeks of time,
yes, and
sometimes.
now if the camera is invented, they just have to be in a 1 second, and with that 1 second photo we can create. The same way, your imagination, whatever imaginations comes to your mind, you can put into the chat GPT properly. It will create you the rough image. So that will really help you to create your imaginary artworks, abstract artworks, to get in point of to view to give the life. The main
Mm-hmm.
artwork is created by you, but the outline, structure, how it
Mm-hmm.
is going to look, okay,
Yes.
everything the AI can help you to fast track your growth.
Yes. The help, you can take help of. I'm not telling, like, if you example, like how you're, but it's not like, just generate using AI, then copy that. So then some
Hmm.
people do that, because I told, it's not just about problem. It's not just about you're faking. Okay, instead of you're creating AI and you're telling it's work. Not just that. If you even just create a work using AI, then you copy that. That's also a problem. Okay. Okay. So the thing is, because I will tell you difference. It's
Hmm.
not an issue when you take a photo of a real person doing copying. It's not a problem,
Hmm.
because when you're copying a photograph, actually you're learning the real life. Okay, I'll tell
Hmm.
the difference. Example, now if you take a photograph, okay, that is how you used to learn, right? We start learning by using photograph. It's not a problem, because there we are learning that. Okay, like example, the
Hmm.
light and shadow, all the things, right? It's a real person, real life, real thing. That is
Hmm.
life actually. Okay, that's not a problem. But copying in an AI generated is a problem, because already AI generated, it may not be natural sense that you can
Hmm.
understand.
Yes, 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 yes.
So this one, normal people may feel easily. So if you look into light and shadow, or the effect of that everything, composition, everything,
Hmm.
it's already a machine generated thing. It's not like, so camera may be a machine, but what you're taking is the real thing, the real life.
Yes.
Got it. So when you want to study, there's no issue in learning from the photograph. You're learning, not an issue. Okay. But
Hmm.
if you generate a AI generated thing, then you copy from, that's a problem, because you're learning something wrong. Your
Hmm.
fundamentals are going wrong, because the more you do like this, automatically you're learning something, right? We cannot stop learning. Indirectly you're learning, subconsciously you're learning.
Yes.
So even I have seen the way, that's a problem.
Hmm.
Okay. As you told, maybe you can use AI generated to create some ideas. That's fine.
Hmm.
As you told, right? That is fine. But don't just copy the AI generated. It may definitely, it's going to problem. Okay, that's a
Yes. Put your
different.
own touch.
Yes, because the machine generated, it's a completely generated thing. Photography is not that. Photography is a real thing. You're using
Yes.
the photo camera as a tool, but you're actually capturing real thing. That is what you're trying to draw. It's not a problem. It's be natural, right? The light and shadow, everything is real. But AI generated, we cannot, it is completely based on data. We
Hmm.
cannot exactly tell, okay, whether it is correct, all that. And it may look like a photo, I'm not telling, but still there are
Hmm.
small subtle things are there that will look very artificial. Okay, and
Yes.
so definitely when you even copy a generator, it's a problem. You can take ideas, you can try all the things fine. But I
Hmm.
always suggest, if you're especially beginners, learn from the life.
Hmm.
You try to learn outside, actually nature. It may be a real person. Take a photo, no problem. Or real life, you study, life study, you do from life, landscape, whatever maybe. Be in
Yes.
touch with the nature. That's better always for artist than becoming completely, digital.
Yes.
Okay, that's my take.
That's great to know that beginner mostly don't jump with the AI, right? Beginner, that is that. But for going in advance, for creating
Yes,
reference, that is okay. But in the beginner things, you observe the life, like nature paintings when you create.
yes,
As you
yes, yes,
mentioned, that be in the touch. That's great
yes.
to
And
know.
AI, you
And
can use as I told, you can use to create some idea. That is fine. Maybe how it will look, because it's not exact 100% correct, but definitely it has a
yes,
percentage of it's almost correct. So that is fine. But don't just copy that. If you want, you can use
yes,
that. Then using that, you create your own things. Okay, so there's a difference. from
Hmm.
photo and copying AI because AI generated. Term only is generated. It's not
Yes.
created, right? Yes.
And even in that AI is mentioned that it is not completely correct.
Yes.
Whatever
It
information.
cannot be
You will
because
get that
yes,
done.
it's based on the data. It's just
Yes.
programming, right? Correct. Yes.
That's great to know these thoughts upon because so many of our artists have just scared about that. Oh my God, AI has happened, came. Now what about our art things? What about what we can do? What is the career now been at? Okay. So
Right.
now the
Right.
career is the same. You
It
have a
is same.
lot more
Yes.
opportunity. In
Yes.
AI
Yes.
going to take is it is a different part as you mentioned, and the art is totally different part.
Yes.
I cannot create the handcrafted things what we all artists can create.
Yes.
Not
And
like
another thing is always the creative thing or any art form.
hmm.
It the human touch is most important there. Correct. So now
That's true.
you know even not just art. You know there is even songs you can create. There are
Yes.
softwares available. If I
Yes.
get your voice, I
Hmm.
can create a beautiful song with your voice.
Just yeah,
Exactly.
just being wrong. Yes.
So that whether that doesn't means you always it can replace actual singers. Whether it can replace the singers.
No.
No.
Because
So
they have their own voice.
yes. So that is the
Type.
thing. So I feel
Hmm.
opposite. More
Hmm.
technology grows, more things which real human touch. Artists have more value. Going to be more and more relevant.
Hmm. Yes.
Machine things are going to replace fast. Example, if I'm taking the banking systems, I'm not telling around because it's where it's just based on calculations. I'm telling there are even banks also there are things which needs human decisions,
Hmm.
right? I'm telling mechanical things which is repeatable.
Hmm.
So example, calculator, simple example. We don't want a person to always calculate things. I'm telling example. Anything like anything which is has a repetitive task, which doesn't need any human touch.
Hmm.
Simple thing, example I'm telling is technology example, the ATM machines came, right? Where we don't want in
Hmm.
humans. It's automatically how much money you get. Earlier, it was completely banking, right? Person has to give that money, correct? Earlier times.
Hmm.
So example telling all the mechanical things which is repeatable, actually that is far going to replace by the AI. The more
Hmm.
things, more creative things, which has need a human touch. Like art is completely a human, like personal thing, emotional thing, correct? It's nothing related to machines,
That's
correct?
true. Yes.
Anything, any art form is always going to get more and more valuable when AI is improving. So actually, it's opposite according to me. It's going to get more and more relevant in coming days. And art is also again telling you it's not just output; it's about experience. Many people are now joining art just for the experience. That's called art therapy.
Hmm.
Art
Yes.
therapy is there. Many people actually joining art. It's not just output. They are not worried about getting the result or not. Just for the process because they are feeling that happiness or meditative thing. So
Hmm.
more and more, even people are telling art is like a treatment for, they recommend like a treatment for even depression.
Hmm.
It is the real. Many people are coming out of depression through art,
Yes, that's true.
right? So the more and more world getting more crowded, more technology is growing, more people is going to come more into art. Even there are small change in the trends I have seen from students. So based on our time, people always focus more on engineering, medicine, all that. Now it's
Hmm.
changing. Little bit you can see some people have seen start give some importance for to art, music. You can see in schools there are a lot of
Yes.
happening,
Hmm.
right? So because that's very important for a mental health also. So in that way also art is getting more and more relevance. I
That's
feel so. Yes.
yes, yes, yes. Now this world is going to totally change into one direction, different direction, taking the part. But with the world also, you need to develop your skill and start
Yes.
building and grow yourself. Okay, that's the main thing, important thing for all the
Right.
artists. And we have been completed almost, I can say, 1.5 hour
Okay.
completing about
Right.
this podcast, having a great talk, learning so many things from this podcast. And I hope you got something, got some clarity how to handle your rejections, what are the challenges can come, what is the right path to go, and as we are beginner, how you can really grow in your career and give some time. Don't accept immediately after you're starting your career, okay? Give some time to yourself, reflect which are the area of your art time. Sometimes you're doing art, but sometimes you're not feeling satisfied because the medium also impact on that. Okay, so see which medium is for you. Do you really love teaching? Ask the question to yourself. Don't ask the question to your neighbors. Is I am teaching good? Ask to yourself. Do you really love teaching? If you not love teaching, how you will be able really carry forward that? You will be really exhausted earlier if you're not loving that things. Okay. So many things. Thank you so much, sir. You have given.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
I
so much,
hope I
sir.
have answered most of your questions.
So much,
Thank
so
you.
much. You have
Yeah,
answered a lot of questions beyond the question because I have just created 10 questions, but you have
no problem.
got lot more questions answered already. So
Okay.
by ending this podcast, I just want to share one thought in Hindi. Is it or it's
Yes.
okay? You
Yes,
know
sure,
Hindi,
sure.
right?
Yeah, I can understand. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So for all the artists, okay. ख्वाब है उड़ने का, ख्वाब है उड़ान भरने का, पर जमाना दे नहीं रहा जीतने का। ख्वाब है उड़ान भरने का पर जमाना रास्ता नहीं दे रहा जीतने का। अंधेरा है सब तरफ पर जिद है इतिहास में अपना नाम लिखने का। सो दिस थॉट विल रियली इंस्पायर यू। All the people will stop in your journey. You will find that everything blind. You will not find any way to go ahead. But you should be having that passion to write your name in the history. Okay, now it will be really surprising. Can I write my name in the history? Of course, yes. If you build your personal brand, your name will be written in the history and it will be really coming ahead. Okay, so this is a small hope to all the artists. Get ahead and just have that passion, that purpose, that courage to go ahead and write your history. Okay, so all the best to each and everyone, all the beginner artists to go ahead. And thank you so much, sir, for being here till the end.
Thank you so much. For all the audience, I want to tell just one last thing. So have courage to follow your passion. Okay, definitely it may not be very easy initially, but slowly you'll understand that was your best decision of your life. Okay, so have courage to take a decision for yourself, not for anybody else. Okay,
So
right.
that thank you so much, sir, for giving this hope and also the inspiration to all the artists. Seeing forward to meet you coming upcoming podcast with new results.